Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. It's time for the Morales Mingle. Today is Wednesday, February 24th. We survived the snow in Texas. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. It was fun, but I'm glad we're kind of getting back to normal now. It took me a while to kind of get back into the swing of things. I felt like I had a spring break going on when I didn't know I was going to have a spring break. So it was kind of cool, but I'm glad we're back in business now. So, and Miss Barbara Chase, how are you today?
I am good. I apologize for my lateness. I was on a Zoom meeting, and so I just had to leave real quick. But I'm this like New York when I was here. I never thought I'd see that in Texas. So
twice. You saw it twice in 1 week.
Yes, twice. Well, that's like, a day in the life of a Buffalo New Yorker. So, it's not a big deal. My kids loved it. They just, they spent so much time outside playing in the snow and, until my husband gave them a shovel and said, shovel the driveway. And they were like, yeah, no, this isn't as much fun anymore.
No, it's definitely not. Or you get your feet wet and you're like, oh, I'm cold now.
Yeah. You don't have heat to decide to.
You on, Barbara, you want to kick this off for us?
Yes, definitely. So welcome, everyone. It is so nice to see everyone. Missed seeing everyone last week. We just want to remind everyone that, we still have those things right here that we need to make sure that we're following to make sure that we keep ourselves and each other safe. So please remember our Coyote Pact, which includes to make sure that you're wearing your face covering, that you're keeping your 6 feet of distance. Make sure you're washing your hands using that hand sanitizer. Check yourself to ensure that if you're not feeling well, do you have a fever? Is it allergy related? And you know what? If you're not feeling well, please stay home. Coronavirus, allergies, just stay home. Take that extra day to make sure that you're healthy and well before coming back and mingling with all of us again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barbara. So moving forward, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a very special guest, as you can see him in the top right corner, or it might be my left or your right. I don't know what it is. But we do have a couple of things that we do have to announce. This week was supposed to be some benchmark testing, but I think we got a new calendar of events, don't we, Mr. T?
Yes, sir. So real quick, parents and Kyle, since Lobo interim testing schedule has been bumped up to next week, on Monday, we're going to have an interim assembly. So really test day, but it's actually a day for us. So your child knows their passwords to log into the test. They're familiar with how to navigate on the iPad. So again, we want to make sure that everybody's ready after Monday to take their 7th writing test and 8th math on Tuesday, Wednesday 7th honors math, 8th reading, and then that Thursday we're going to wrap it up with Algebra 1. And then we'll take a break. We'll enjoy our nice spring break. And at the end of March, we'll have our 7th math test on that Wednesday, March the 24th, as well as 8th science. And then on Thursday, we'll wrap it up with 7th grade reading and 8th grade U.S. history. So again, get in contact with your child's teacher. They have a lot of information coming. Next Monday, we're going to be having that interim assembly. So students, make sure you take opportunity to not miss that day. But those are the dates we got for you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. T. Thank you for that. Parents, don't forget about those testing things. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Barbara.
So, Mr. T, so for the students who are virtual students, are they going to be able to log in and participate or watch the assembly?
Yes, ma'am. So our virtual students will log in. They'll stay in their 6th period class. So when they're there 6th period, it'll ring. They won't go to 7th yet. They'll stay in there for that 40-minute interim assembly. So they'll be able to access this the whole time.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you for that wonderful question. That's our very special guest here is a gentleman that I've known for quite some time. He knows me since I was a young lad, running around Uvalde. But Mr. Pete Arredondo, our chief of police for the Uvalde CIS Police Department. Mr. Pete, how's it going?
Good. Thank you all for having me on. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those that don't know you like I do. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm born and raised in Uvalde. I am a product of Uvalde CISD, graduate of 1990. It was a little while ago. I graduated from the junior college police Uvalde Police Department, did that for 16 years. Left here as assistant chief of police, and I accepted a job over in Laredo with the same title as assistant chief for a lot larger agency, and did that for 9 years. This is my 28th year, so I will say it's a blessing to be back home. It's great to be here. Uvalde is very, it's just special and dear to my heart, like many. But it's also just a great place to be, a great place to raise family. So I'm glad to be back and be able to serve you guys. My off time, I fish like crazy. I love the tournament fish but I'm back. I'm ready to be back home, and I'm glad to be on this show. And I'm glad to see all these children here. I'm glad to see that there's some children back on campus. I know this pandemic has been some stress on everybody, but I'm glad to see some children back at school. It's good to see some faces.
Absolutely. And welcome back home. It's awesome. I know you were gone for a while.
Thank you.
But, just welcome back to Uvalde. And, moving on, I got a question is, what kind of experiences and training do you have in law enforcement?
God, being in this business, you accumulate quite on a 2-year cycle after you're out of the academy. A lot of my training, more so in the past, 15 years, has been geared more towards management. My degree is in organizational management, and so a lot of the training has been budget management, administrative management, human resource type work. Definitely communication with your public and your employees. And more so in the last few years, I've had a lot of school training, quite a bit of that, quite honestly. It's important for us to be able to keep up with the mandates, but also keep types of we can call them strides, or that go along with the community, and how the children are growing up, the different phases they go through, and get to learn about that. In a tactical manner in law enforcement, I a lot of tactical training. I am a hostage negotiator, and that has to do with a lot of communication. And I think that's one of my strong points is communication. So, but that's a majority of it. A lot of narcotics background, investigations background, from minimal crimes to high-end crimes. But it's been great, and actually we keep on. In May, and I'm looking forward to that. So we never stop training. We never stop learning. That's something I tell the children at every campus. You're never going to stop educating yourself. So get used to it.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah. So and I know that right now, because of COVID and because our campuses are a little bit different because of virtual learners and on-campus learners, but could you tell us a little bit about what does a day look like for one of the members of the UCISD Police Department?
So as you know, we have 4 officers and 1 security officer. We do have a high school full-time. My office is here as well. As you can imagine, this is probably where we get the majority of the calls for requests of service. We do have different types of crimes around the campus, so we respond to them. It's very similar to working for the city, where you have a dispatch center and they call you. Well, here pretty much everybody's a dispatcher, and they'll call and request assistance. Sometimes it's just minor traffic issues. We have different types of calls to burglaries, thefts, assaults, unfortunately even possessions of narcotics, and we deal with those on a daily basis, and we handle them as we do as any other. Here, being in an educational environment, we want to focus more on educating these children so they don't make these mistakes later, especially when it would cost them more as an adult. So not only do we deal with the law, we really want to get these children geared towards getting away from that type of behavior so that they'll make that mistake later on. So in a sense, it's educating them as well. We do patrol every campus on a daily basis. We'll walk the campuses. We check for any kind of security threats or weaknesses that we might be able to improve. We do have camera systems along the whole district, and those are expanding as we speak, which never have enough cameras. We use those as well to our advantage, and obviously provide security detail for any of these off-duty. We come off-duty, but extracurricular activities, sports, or any kind of events that we might have. But as you can imagine, traffic's an issue. We do deal with that. We partner up with the city of Uvalde because As a school district police, our main focus is the safety of these children. And on a city street, even though we'll work on that city street, you know, we have a very good relationship. We'll have the extra patrols as well and help us out with some of those issues.
Awesome,
so are there things that people maybe misunderstand about the role of the UCISD police compared to like the city police department?
Yes, ma'am. And, you know, when I was a young officer with the city, of course, many years ago, you would look at school district police in a different manner. And I will say this, and you'll hear Mike Hernandez, the lieutenant, say the same thing. We worked together for a good 16 years at the city. Not everyone is cut out to be a school district police. You have to have the discipline. You have to have the pay. So, writing a ticket or arresting somebody, that's easy. That's a dime a dozen. And getting somebody to change their path in their life at that young age and being a part of that, it takes a special person and a special discipline. So, but yes, it's from the outside in. I can tell you now, you can go talk to a 5-year veteran from a city police department, and they look differently at a school district police. When in fact we have the same license, the same academy. Matter of fact, and there's particular trainings that we're mandated to have that other county or city agencies are not mandated to have, and one is the school-based law enforcement course that we have to have anytime someone's hired with the school district.
Yeah, I can imagine all the differences between that stuff too. And moving on here, what can we do, like as a school district, as parents, anything like that, to make our schools more safe?
You know, one of the things obviously is getting involved. Communication, I think, is just a key to success in any kind of profession or environment that you're in. We're very open to being approached. So we make ourselves approachable, and that's something that we've worked on, and I know we've done a good job at, but we can never stop improving. And you'll see that along the campuses. I mean, we make sure we say good morning to everybody that passes by us. Have a good day. Have a good lunch. If we see somebody that we feel might have an issue or they're deep in thought about something, we don't hesitate in approaching them. And again, creating that line of communication. So there's a program that's called See Something, Say Something, and I'm sure y'all have heard of it because it's pretty much a nationwide campaign. Last year we attended a short course online about it, and pretty much at the end of the day, what it sums up to is getting the community involved, and more so here in our community, which is UCISD community, getting these kids involved. They see something that's a concern, or they feel obviously is not right. We want them to be able to approach us, and the way we're going to do that is by developing those relationships, and it starts with us. It starts with the adults and letting them know that they can approach us. As far as parents are concerned and the community at large is concerned, you know, we're definitely approachable. We're definitely available at any time. I get messages on Facebook like you wouldn't imagine, and a lot of times it's at night or early in the morning. And I'm glad people are reaching out to me. We need to be able to respond to that. We have a good staff, and we all in unity will work on these issues, you know, and respond to them. And I know the officers that work with me and the security officer that works with us, they get approached as well. You know, it's a smaller town, and that's what I love about Uvalde. The communication is really good. So again, I'll stress that to the community and the children that are watching here, and please pass the word out. Anything we can do to help you. We're not just police officers. We all have life experiences just like any other human does, and whatever we can do to help advance their education or help them in any kind of issues, we're here for you.
Awesome. Well, and so you just actually answered what one of my questions was about this See Something, Say Something program. So with that, what is the best way for a parent or a student or teacher, staff member, to get a hold of one of the officers? I mean, do you have a preference? Is like email, or just to walk up to somebody, you know, phone call, use the Stop It app? Like, what is the best way to utilize that?
Sure. Some people are timid in regards to maybe coming up to us in person, and some people aren't. So if you see us anywhere, please reach out to us. An email is fine. A phone call is fine. I will tell you that we don't sit in our office long. Matter of fact, pretty much not much at all. I do more than anybody else, and that's very minimal. It's just do administrative things, and I go back out and walk the campuses and patrol the rest of the district. My email is the letter P. And I think Mr. Torres is going to post those in a bit. The letter P, and then my last name is ARREDONDO 1070 at uvaldecisd.net. And our phone number, our office is here at the high school. 591-2950 is the high school main number. Anybody that answers there will track us down. We do have campus radios. Besides our police radios, so we carry 2 radios, and people ask me, why do you need 2 radios? I say, well, there's a difference. We want to be available to the campuses, maintenance staff, administrative staff that carries these. They'll contact us right away, and so that's probably the best. Your best bet is calling the campus itself or email us. With emergency, obviously, any emergency situation, you always call 911. We do monitor the city police radio, and they call us whenever we have anything going on around the campuses or on our campuses, and they get a call first. So obviously any emergency, we call 911.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think that kind of helps answer that other question. Is the question that I was going to ask was, how can students, parents, and staff build relationships with Uvalde CISD?
And again, I think it goes both ways. We need to be able to do that because, in our day and age, as you know, the internet overwhelms, I think, the younger generation, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of positive to it. Unfortunately, just like the news, they tend to focus on negative issues. We avoid negative issues, and on a positive note, the way what we practice is making ourselves approachable. As I said about we go up to the children, we get to know these children on a first name basis. A lot of these children, we know their parents, and people like Mike and I, and on his night, we know their grandparents. Right? So we can relate to them, and a lot of times it helps knowing the roots of some of these children because we know the backgrounds they come from. Sorry, a little bit of announcement. Hopefully, it's not overwhelming the noise here or the voice, my voice. But anyway, so yes, and one of the topics I'd like to point based on your question is we invite our parents to reach out to us. If there's a question, if there's a concern, let us know, and we'll get to some type of a solution at some point. Whether if they come to us, because I get approached about children and sometimes their grades. And trust me, we develop relationships with the staff to where I know who I can go to at the high school. It's going to help me out with in an educational issue, and we get those children that assistance or the tutoring they might need. Please call us with that. We're here to help. Even though we have a uniform and that's what we do for a living, at the end of the day, we're here to protect and serve. And that might sound cliche, but that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. I know it's kind of getting close to that time for the bell to get us all out of here so we can go eat some lunch. But we really appreciate you coming on and giving the people, because I'm sure this is something that the parents, when they see, like, oh, Uvalde has their own police department, like, what is that? Because it's been around, what, about 4 years now, 4 years?
We're going on our 4th year. And when I worked at the city police department, I think I was a lieutenant at the time, we had school resource officers.
Yeah.
There's a difference in definition. We actually hired them at the city, and they were assigned to the school district pretty much 9 months out of the year. Then they went back to us, and I actually managed those officers. We had 8 at one point. We had a DARE program, we had the GREAT program, and then we had officers at different campuses. And I hope one day to get to that number. I don't think we can ever put a cap on the amount of security we can provide for our children. And so I'm looking forward to working on that in the near future as well.
All right. Mr. T, you got anything?
Actually, I do think if we hold on 1 minute, I think our principal, Mr. Escamilla, is going to get on. I think he just sent me a text. He's wanting to get on.
Awesome. But, bring him on. Let's bring him on.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I just wanted to tell you also, Chief Arredondo, thank you. I've been here at the junior high the last 2 years, and I've learned a lot from you as well, sir. So again, I think parents, teachers, students, staff, I mean, we got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of people on our program with the Uvalde Police Department, or CISD, sorry. And I think we're doing a lot of good things, and I've seen a lot of progress. So in terms of parents, I invite you to get a hold of our chief of police. If you don't know him, get to, like Chief Pete said, on a first names basis, get to know him, talk to him, because again, it just helps us build those relationships. And without further ado, I think Mr. Escamilla is here.
Awesome, Mr. Escamilla, welcome.
Welcome. It's been a while. Thank you, Mr. Torres. Pete, Arredondo, Chief, Arredondo. Welcome. I'm excited to see you. I really appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you for having me. You and I go back so long.
Oh my God, yes, known Pete for many years, a couple of decades. But you know, I know Pete coming back to UCISD and to Uvalde has been a positive thing, a great thing for all of us. So like Mr. Torres said, is learning from each other. So thanks again for being here, sir. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate your campus. We obviously we go to all the campuses and we see a difference in campuses and a lot of their goals and a lot of positive. And obviously your campus is one of those, and I see that very much. And thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Reason I got on here, parents, students, and staff, and our team right here, is just to talk about a couple of things. First of all, I want to give a thank you to Gloria Resma. She's a parent of Lily Resma here at school, and she had reached out to Mr. Torres a couple of weeks ago about an interest in soccer. And I know we emailed today, Mrs. Resma, so I want to just thank you. Thank you for reaching out to Mr. Torres and myself, and interested in getting some more sports for a junior high kid. So I just want to give you kudos, and we really appreciate that. So definitely shout out to you. And also parents, definitely help us out with our attendance, our kids. Really visit with your kids as far as them getting online and making sure they're turning everything in. Our teachers do a great job of communicating. We do talk about making sure everything is turned in on time. So I'm just reaching out to you as a principal when I was junior high. I'm speaking for our staff, for everybody here at our campus and our district, you know, talk to these kids about making sure that they get online and they do their work on time. We really appreciate that. But that's why I'm here. Like I said, I hadn't been here in a while, but I told our team, Mr. Codes, get me on there for a little bit. First of all, I want to greet Chief Arredondo. He says we do go a long way, sir. But again, wanted to thank Mrs. Resma personally. Appreciate that reaching out to us. And parents, if you have any ideas to make our school better, please email any of us here. Chief Arredondo, if you reach out to him, he'll contact us. But really, how can we improve? We're on this together. And that's why I'm here. Thank you, Mrs. Resma, once again. Parents, visit with your kids about attendance, making sure they log on and making sure they turn down everything on time. I really appreciate your help. So other than that, hand it over back to Mrs. Chase and Mr. Gonzales.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Escamilla, for coming on. We appreciate it. And parents, that's a lot of truth. He thanks you guys, and he wants you guys to be able to communicate with the schools and stuff. We can't do this without you. We cannot be a successful school district, and your students cannot be successful without you, and we can't be successful without you. So please reach out to us, get to know us, say hello to us, call us, email, whatever it is that we got to do. We want to be there for you guys. And with that, thank you for watching today. You can join us every Wednesday on Facebook Live. You can join us on our Coyote Pride YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on our MJH Twitter. With that, thank you guys very much. Chief Arredondo, thank you very much for coming on, and we appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me. Y'all guys have a good day. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See everybody next week.
Have a good day, parents.
Bye-bye.